So everybody can make art, and great art. In the slideshow, too. There's all kinds of other stuff. I guess I didn't get the rest of it up there. So what it is, that's okay. So what I've discovered over the years is that art is essential for making it. And it's something that can take every subject together. Now I want to really show you how writing relates to art. There is also another one that was left out, which is the creative and critical thinking processes. It says you can't do it. This is something you can write down. The basis of all science, philosophy, religion, and art is wonder. The basis of all philosophy, science, religion, and art is wonder. Plato. And I paraphrased him because he didn't use the word art. Because they didn't have the word art at that time. Everybody was assumed to be there. Whatever we call art today, everybody was. So the sense of wonder is the basis of everything we do. Are we teaching math? Are we teaching social studies? Are we teaching science with a sense of wonder? So to give you an idea about how to do that sense of wonder, I was working with special students, severe and profound, emotionally handicapped, I'll be in that population. So I was doing workshops with them, and I go in there, and I'm talking about clay, and I take them all the way through, going through all this stuff about how clay is formed, where you get it, but I ask them questions that I can't answer. So this is a very, very important thing about teaching. And one of the things that art does is when you really want to communicate something, if it's not right, you take it out and you put something else back in there, until you get it right. One of the things, there was a study done, and this is the controlled study. They trained a group of teachers to give a drawing lesson, exactly the same wording, same mannerisms and stuff, to a number of different elementary school kids, first and second graders. And they gave the lesson to them, and here's what the control was. When they handed out the pencils to give to them, they said, this is a pencil that is used for drawing. The experimental one was, this is a pencil that could be used for drawing. And then they collected all those and gave them to people like me and educators and artists and stuff to rate what they would call the creativity of the drawings. And there was a marked, measurable difference between the ones because of just changing one word. One word. Is to could be, well, 2 words, 3 words. You see the difference? Everything we do is important. Every posture we make, everything we do, everything is important. And you learn that in the art because when you're making art, that's important to you because you are the one that's making it. Have them make the science. Have them make the social studies. You see what it is? Don't do it that way. I've taught everything. I mean, I taught high school algebra to first graders. They got it. Right? They got it. If A equals B and B equals C, then C must equal A. If John has a mommy, and Mark has a mommy, and Ann has a mommy, and Mike has a mommy, then that means the 2 mommies, so that is, if I take the first mommy we had and the second mommy, what do we have? We have mommies. You see, it is not hard. It is not hard. But the only way it really gets to us deep inside is through our communication. And so I want to show you what is not art, and then I'll demonstrate art. Oh, by the way, you can interrupt me anytime and ask questions. It's fun, right? I'm married, by the way. And I really, I can't express, but I really love my wife. I'm not kidding about this. I really love my wife. So if I want to communicate to you how I feel about my wife, and I do, okay? I really want to communicate it. I'll do it like this. Usually I have it back here so you can see what I'm doing, and I'll show it to you here. Ready? Your name is Francis. So what have I communicated to you? No, I've communicated to you that I don't care anything about it. This is how come, this is the message code. Think about the message codes. Where have you seen this before? T-shirts, bumper stickers. If the most effort I put into is as a bumper sticker, the sticker, then that shows you I don't really care about it. Notice you have no idea about what I'm going to do. You don't have any clue at all. It's just some generic thing. It's not real. This isn't real. This means, and it means exactly the opposite of whatever we do. When we tell people stuff, we don't get through to them. We have to share it with them, and that's what art is. That's what art is sharing people deep inside of them what it is. So now I'll tell you how now I'll show you how you can write poetry and all that kind of stuff. What I would have my students do is exactly what I'm going to demonstrate for you all now. Is you have to think about what is the quest point or some point that's really important in all of that. So for me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a time, and I can pick any time in the world, where there was no question in my mind about how I felt about Francis, or whatever. It's going to be good, bad, doesn't matter. And what I have to do is I have to get into that place where I can speak from authority. Right now, I'm not speaking from authority. In a minute, I will be. So what I do is, one of the things that we do is every year, I'm a hardcore kayaker, and I used to run businesses, kayak businesses, and took people and canoe businesses, and took people all over the state of Florida. So I really love paddling, and so does she. And so every year we spend the winter in the Everglades, a couple of weeks in the Everglades, paddling from island to island. And one day, it was about the temperature of this room right here. And as we were paddling along, the air was just slightly moving. And what happened is that, and the earth, you know, if you're out on the water where it's just barely moving and it's glossy, but you start to see the reflections in there. And what was happening is I paddled up to her, and on the western horizon there was this huge sun, exactly cut in half, in a velvety purple sky. And on the other side of the horizon, the moon was exactly cut in half, same color as the sun, in an iridescent turquoise sky. And all around us was a glittering of rainbows everywhere. And you could see where fish were swimming, because you could see the arrows of their wakes, or the arrows of rainbow light shooting all around them. And as we paddled along, our boats, the wakes of our boats, started to move. Now I can speak with authority. This is how we write. And the boats starting to come together. The journeys of our lives, the rainbows of our lives merged together. And later, as the stars came over, we paddled over a sea of stars. See, now I can write poetry. I can tell a story. As endless as the sea of stars, the rainbows of my life, our lives merged together. Iridescent skies with setting suns and moon rising. The rainbows of our lives go on through an endless sea of stars. None of them are stars. Art is in the heart. You have to be here. You have to be sincere.